Okay, fabulous Friday in the 55 plus community. And this has been a phenomenal week. But you know what? I can honestly say it just got even better. Now, we have someone on screen that I'm thinking many of you don't know because you've been pretty silent, Jack,
I have.
inside the 55 plus family. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit. And of course, he just told me that he's 60, so he definitely more than qualifies to be in here. But I'm going to show you one thing here first. So this is Fabulous Friday. Here's a picture of Jack at Time with Dallas, Time with Paige. It's pretty cool to see how many times you've actually been a part of Smyrna. And I even got to be with you last year up in the top left corner. I remember thinking, gosh, he's so much fun. And I love this photo on the top right where Josh is messing around with you two. And I had to add your dog Tilly to the bottom photo. I think that's your daughter as well, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yep. But I had to add Tilly in there because you guys, I'm telling you, he's as goofy about dogs as my husband and I are. And I think many of the others in here are as well and can relate to Jack actually has a Facebook page that belongs just to Tilly. And she writes in there, Dad did this with me today. Mom did this with me. All these things. I'm telling you, you guys, if you want great joy for the day, you should follow Tilly's Facebook page. But Jack, tell me what's going on the bottom left corner. That was at this summit that just took place, right?
That's right.
Well, what exactly were you four up to?
We captioned that the Bald Brothers of DDPY, and we're actually missing several. This was actually just four of us in the Hyatt lounge, getting ready to go somewhere. I was like, oh, let's get a picture of all the bald guys together. So
I love it. But I'm telling you, you guys, you need to notice now what Jack is wearing for a t-shirt. This is the very first summit, Transformation Summit that DDPY went to, created.
We even put on the back too.
Oh, and you were at the very first one. Oh my word. So I've only been in 2 years, but I'm telling you, the richness, I'm always envious of those of you that caught on a lot earlier in life than I did, because the lifestyle within here, thinking about mindset, nutrition, and fitness, and focusing, the younger you are and you're focusing on that is pretty amazing. But so I've asked Jack just to take it away. He'll share his journey of DDPY, his journey with that, and then share, there'll be a part 2 and he'll share what that summit was like to him too. But I'm telling you what, he has some photographs that for 60 years old, I think you guys will see a whole nother level of what's possible. So take it away, Jack. I appreciate you coming on. Pronounce your last name so they get to hear it correctly.
Okay, it's Quarantillo. Lots of people see it and think it's Spanish. It's actually Italian. So it's not Quarantillo, it's Quarantillo.
Oh, sweet.
But most of the, and my given name is actually John. So at work they just call me John Q. So because it's such a long thing. Anyway.
Exactly.
Neither here nor there. So I started I guess my fitness journey started in 2014. I have twins who just had become freshmen in college, and I said, well, now that we have this empty nest, I could maybe focus on myself a little bit. So I had been researching different ways to eat and stuff, and for some reason the paleo diet spoke to me. I was like, okay, this makes sense, just eat meat and vegetables and skip all that other stuff. skip the gluten, skip the bread, skip the dairy. Giving up dairy was easy for me because I'm lactose intolerant, so that wasn't too hard. But anyway, so I started between Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2014. And I didn't have like a whole lot of weight to lose. I see people in the program losing hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
I probably had about 30, 35 pounds that I wanted to unload. And people are like, well, what are you doing starting a diet during the holidays? Are you nuts? I'm like, well, maybe this is the best time. Because I'm missing out on, all these treats and whatever. And, I just had that off at the pass. So as I started, the pounds just started falling off. Uh-oh, there we go. It's back. I lost my screen for a second. Pounds started falling off. And January and February, I think I was already like 15 pounds down. And I was like, well, maybe I need to start doing some exercise. So I just started doing like calisthenics and push-ups and sit-ups and whatever. But I like to do board sports. So I surf and
Really?
snowboard and skateboard, those kind of things. So um, it's always been known that yoga can benefit surfing and board sports is because it's like, you know, flexibility, balance,
Oh,
strong core, it's like,
oh, sure.
okay. So I was kind of looking for some kind of yoga, but I didn't really want the whole spiritual stuff. Um, and unlike most of the DDPY community, I'm not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I was.
So I'm like just channel surfing one night at like 2, 3 in the morning, and I see this, Diamond Dallas Page yoga, right? And I'm going, oh, wonder what this is. I'll check it out. Maybe she's cute, right? Well, as it turns out, I was highly disappointed in how cute Dallas was. Um,
Yeah.
and I told him this story. He thinks it's a hoot, but it was an early infomercial that they had done, and I think it had like Arthur and Stacy, and so it was more in the YRG era
Sure.
that they had filmed it. But I was watching. I said, well, I think this is really something that I could use. Um, but being that it was 2 or 3 in the morning, I resisted the impulse buy and said, okay, I'll think about this for a couple of days. And well, fast forward a couple of days later, I was like, okay, yeah, I still think I want to do this. So I go on the website and I bought like the Max Pack, right, which was like, you know, 6 DVDs plus the mat and the heart rate
My
monitor.
word.
Right. So this is February 2015. And so I started doing at the time they had there was no app still. All right.
Right.
And
Which I grew up
the DVDs were branded DDP Yoga, but it was actually the YRG workouts, which are now called the classic workouts in the app.
in. Okay.
And so when my DVDs came, I looked at the schedule and I said, well, maybe I'll just wing it. And so I threw the schedule to the side and I would just get up every morning and put in it. I started with disc one and just started doing the stuff. And then I'd get through disc one and I'd do disc two. And then it probably took a little longer to get through the second disc. And next thing you know, I'm doing disc three. And that's when you're getting the hour-long workouts. And for those of you who haven't done the Strength Builder Classic or Diamond Cutter Classic,
Right.
those are, shall we say, very challenging and more so than the 2.0 ones. Those things they'll test you. So I'm going through all this stuff and you know, getting excited and learning to do Black Crow, and I'm looking at this picture on I guess it was one of the discs maybe, or some of the material, and it had Dallas doing a forearm stand, and he did that in the extreme psycho workout too as well. He teaches you how to do it in there. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. I need to learn how to do that. And but I'm like, how long is it going to take me to learn how to do this, right? So anyway, as you might guess, as I'm going through all the DVDs and stuff, and I was doing this daily, right? So every day from I guess it was February 2nd is when I started, and just every day I'd get up and do this. So I was getting quite strong come that summer, and I just said, okay, you know, I'm going up against the wall. I'm going to learn how to do this. And, you know, about a month or so later, I'm out in the middle of the room, and, you know, of course, my legs are flying all over the place, and no good balance and stuff. But I popped up, and I was like, okay, you know, I've got this. And I was really, really excited to be able to do that. And there were several other guys in the Facebook group that we would push each other to learn these positions. And one was Farron Tebow, and he threw out 5 different positions and said, you know, let's do all of these. I still haven't gotten all 5 of them. One that I still can't do. I think Connie Arrington can do it though. Is called Firefly, where you're on your hands and your feet are straight out like this. Um, but some of the others are, you know, forearm stand and wheel is it, you know, it's like you push up in the bridge and go higher. So we were, you know, kind of racing each other to do all those. But the other thing that I started to do was to and I kind of joke about this because you know, a lot of people when they first learn to do Black Crow, you're in that Black Crow everywhere phase where you start taking pictures of yourself doing Black Crow no matter where you are, right? You know, here's one at the baseball field, and here's one here's one there.
I'm sure you've seen a ton of that since you've been with
Oh
DD.
yeah, yeah,
I've only
and
been here 2 years, and I would have to say, yeah, it's like, okay, I can see you can do that.
I
Let's
know.
move on. But
So
however, when these people see your photo, because he's got some photographs he showed me before we began. And when you guys see this, you'll understand the dedication that Jack did really paid off. I mean, these are
yeah,
profound photos that you have of uh,
well, you know, the other thing is I would also try and make them, you know,
artistic.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they're
so
breathtaking.
one of the next things I saw was Eric Turner doing a Black Crow with one leg up in the air, right? And I remember seeing that picture, and he's doing it on a stump in his backyard. And I saw this picture, and I'm like, you know, it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, how in the heck does he do that? You know, because it looks impossible. And so that was another goal, was to learn how to do that one. And so then here
I was going to say your photos look very impossible. You guys will not believe these photos. I'm telling you.
I'll I'll show one here. Let's
And,
see.
and I love it, Jack, because I want people in our 55 plus up family to realize there's all levels within here, you guys. We got the people that are, doing the walker and the canes. We've all been there if we've had an injury. But then there's levels that you can keep moving towards. And Jack, your photographs really set a bar for those that want to have one more level of breakthrough, because your core has got to be incredible to be able to do these photographs.
So tell me when you can see this.
Yep, I will. Says it's there we go. There's the first one. Oh my word. And of course, there he's at the Performance Center in Atlanta, in Smyrna.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
actually at the first summit. I was
now
doing
did
that.
Steve take that? Steve, you take that photo?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah,
And
because they
let's
love to take photos of all the,
they sure
I mean,
did.
that's really why it's called Transformation Summit. When people have been transforming in any way, right? Whether it's
Mhm.
weight, flexibility, strength, like you have, they want to recognize that.